regulation, tourism development, and the growth of civilizations. You can adjust the language according to your preference. Choose the program that suits your needs from the playlist. Customize the subtitle position on your laptop, and adjust the video speed with the slider to suit your needs and comfort. Let's grow together through your subscribe and like on this video.
Tourism is not merely leisure. It is entirely intertwined with global economics, politics, and regulation. Across continents and throughout centuries, civilizations flourished because of trade, voyages, and cultural exchange. From ancient nautical exploration westward to modern streaming campaigns promoting destinations worldwide, tourism has evolved into a giant economic engine. Yet, behind every luxury resort and cruise ship lies a fragile structure of policy, funding, regulation, and political negotiation. Tourism corresponds directly to employment, earnings, and public revenue. It can lift settlements from deprivation into prosperity. However, lacking sufficient regulation, it can also lead to debt, excessive development, environmental deterioration, and social disruption. This documentary examines how tourism, economy, and regulation connect, and why political decisions matter more than ever. Tourism invests directly into local economies. It provides funding for infrastructure, generates loans for entrepreneurs, and raises earnings across sectors ranging from hospitality to agriculture. Farmers cultivate fertile cropland to deliver staple wheat and fresh groceries to hotels. Aquaponic systems concentrate nutrients efficiently, reducing wastage. Biofuels, distilled from crops, attempt to reduce fossil fuel dependency. However, the economic impact is not always unified. Corporations compete worldwide for dominance. Luxury brands seek stronghold markets. Rival destinations attempt to distinguish themselves through heritage, cuisine, or wildlife. Among developing regions, tourism can be a boon. It enables employment for residents who might otherwise face deprivation. It provides aid indirectly by stimulating private investment. Yet excessive reliance on tourism creates vulnerability. When global disruption occurs, such as pandemics, wars, or financial crises, visitor numbers can decrease abruptly. Entire communities have disappeared economically because tourism revenues vanished. Tourism regulation is considered mandatory in most modern states. Governments impose fees, establish environmental protections, and regulate land usage. In spite of industry lobbying, political leaders must balance growth with sustainability. Some politicians champion deregulation, arguing that reduced oversight encourages investment. Others are hesitant, warning that unregulated expansion leads to terrible long-term consequences. Midterm elections often shift tourism policy. A newly appointed minister may abandon prior environmental protections. Another may restore them. Regulation must be sufficiently strict to prevent exploitation, yet flexible enough to enable innovation. Without coherent policy, economic leakages occur, profits flow away into multinational corporations instead of staying within local settlements. Tourism affects ecosystems profoundly. Coastal resorts constructed near shallow seas disrupt marine life. Cruise ships discharge waste. Plastic trash spreads across beaches. Certain insects such as bees, wasps, ants, and termites demonstrate altruistic ecological roles. Their sacrifice sustains ecosystems. When tourism development destroys habitats, biodiversity declines. Environmental extinctions have occurred throughout history. During the Cretaceous period, seas covered much of the continents. Species flourished, then vanished. Extinction, demise, and decease are not merely prehistoric events, they are warnings. Climate change forces glaciers to retreat. Summers grow warmer. Snowdrifts melt. Entire habitats become insufficient for survival. Political leaders often disagree regarding the severity of environmental threats. Some deny evidence. Others infer future catastrophe. The evidence, however, appears overwhelming. Tourism expansion often corresponds with geopolitical ambition. Ports were historically blockaded. Nations competed for conquest and expansion westward. Voyages were fueled by desire for wealth and prestige. Modern tourism diplomacy continues this competition. Countries invest in global marketing campaigns. They attempt to overtake rivals by constructing iconic attractions. Protectionism policies may hinder foreign investors. Protectionism can preserve domestic businesses, yet it may also reduce foreign funding. Political disputes disrupt tourism flows. War or instability frightens travelers. Terror attacks induce fear. Even rumors can hinder bookings. Regulation therefore intersects with diplomacy, trade agreements, and international law. Infrastructure requires enormous funding. Airports, highways, seaways, cruise terminals, all demand investment. Governments frequently rely on loans to finance tourism development. Debt accumulates. If projected visitor numbers fail to materialize, nations struggle to repay obligations. Some projects are launched with enthusiasm, yet later abandoned. Others succeed remarkably. Political leaders sometimes approve grand projects for midterm popularity rather than long-term sustainability. Consequently, fiscal policy must remain cautious. Economic planning must rely on reliable data, not merely optimistic projections. Tourism is not solely economic, it is cultural. Local theater groups perform Shakespeare. Musicians refine timbre and harmonize melodies. Artisans craft perfumes using ancient distillation methods where petals are soaked to carry fragrances. Such traditions have flourished for centuries. In ancient courts, perfumes were valued, patronage was granted, and guilds regulated craft production. Tourism can preserve heritage. Yet commercialization risks artificiality. When culture is staged excessively for tourists, authenticity fades. Residents may feel treated as amusement rather than respected individuals. Politicians must ensure that heritage preservation remains genuine rather than exploitative. Tourism often raises rent and property values. Residents may struggle to afford housing. Local employees may work exhausting hours. Some feel overwhelmed. Others experience dissatisfaction when wages fail to match profits earned by corporations. Immersion into foreign society can be enriching. Yet, if tourism spreads uncontrollably, community identity becomes diluted. Residents may perceive visitors as intrusive. Hostility towards outsiders may emerge. Balanced policy ensures residents remain the anchor of tourism strategy. Tourism creates opportunities for freshmen and sophomore students seeking internships. Colleges offer hospitality management programs. However, students often accumulate loans. Debt becomes a burden. Some young professionals feel unsure about career prospects. They may attempt multiple assignments, attend conventions, or sign up for exchange programs abroad. If policy invests in vocational training sufficiently, youth employment can thrive. If not, frustration may grow.